Cheers, g'day everyone. Sonia Bernard, linked by ink, your independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. I am so happy to be back with you guys. I didn't do a video last week because I was still in Vegas from backstage, which was a leaders retreat. You have to be a certain level and have a team to be able to attend that event. And it was in Vegas and it was crazy, as Vegas is, and a lot of fun. I've learned a lot. And my internet is acting out apparently. I just saw it trying to connect, so we will have to make sure, I'm just opening this up, I keep a better eye on that because I don't want to miss any of the directions as I bring you my class today, which is from Pick of the Patch. This is from the new mini catalog that we couldn't open until September 6th. Guess what? It's September 7th. Bye-bye. We can open this sucker up. Oh my gosh. So many amazing things in this catalog. We should do a catalog walkthrough. Oh my goodness. So many amazing bundles. Some things, oh, see this paper? Already out of stock, but it will be coming back. So keep an eye out for that. I think week of September 11th. So there's a couple of things that flew off the shelf, just flew off the shelf, you know, which is just exciting and amazing. And they're coming back. They've got listed dates when it says, it'll say in there out of stock, but it'll, if it says it's out of stock, then it's coming back. If you just don't see it anymore, when you go online, that means it's gone. But this has just started, so exciting. So Pick of the Patch, let me see what it comes with. A punch. Love this punch, so cute. Oh look, that almost looks like a little nose. Huh. That's fun. Okay, page 51. So in your mini catalog, page 51. Now if you've ordered from me in the last 6 months, I sent you out a catalog in the mail. Or if you come to my classes and you get one of these catalogs for free. If you don't have a catalog and you want one, reach out to me. I will pop it in the mail to you. There will be a $5 cost, but then if you place an order within 30 days, you'll get that $5 back, okay? That $5 just covers the cost of the catalog and the shipping and everything, because I've had a lot of people reach out and say, yeah, Sonia, send me a catalog. I send it, and the annual catalogs that cost like $10 to send those, and cricket, like you never hear from them again. So this is free for my customers. If you already have a demonstrator and you're ordering from them, then please go ahead and reach out to them and they will get you a catalog, okay? And this is good now until, it says December 2023, but I was told it's till January 3rd. It should be on the back. Yep, in little itty bitty writing back here, till January 3rd. So much fun stuff, holiday stuff. There's some stuff that's not holiday, that's just fun florals. Yeah, and remember to look online in online exclusives. A whole bunch of DSP just dropped. So much fun paper in branded merch just dropped. We've got some cups. You can see everything on my Facebook page, which is linked by ink, or if you type in the @Stamps Ink Paper, you will find linked by ink. So today I'm bringing you a class, and it is 3 fun folds and 1 just regular card, and using the Pick of the Patch. I'm going to show them to you now. So we've got this one, which is, it lifts up, there's this, and then it lifts up again, and we've got a little pumpkin in there. And then we have this fun one. So it's like that. Kind of, it is embossed. I'm not sure if you can see that. But we've got this little focal point. If you want to throw another sentiment up here or whatever, you can. But my whole idea for this card is when you open, ta-da! So it's sitting down like this. It says, you're the Pick of the Patch. It's got a lot of space to write, so it's a great, like if you need a card for the office, and then you could even put another, you could even write on here on the back or on here, although I don't know, because maybe I'll see through that, but you can put a piece of white paper here as well and write here. It's always great when you have, you know, birthday cards at the office or whatever. But when you sit that down on the shelf, it's going to kind of sit like this. So you're going to see this fun DSP and then the inside, and then the front. Love that fun fold. And then we've got this one is an ode to my husband because he is a cutie pie, and it's a little tent fold card. See the tent? And so it sits like this, and then it opens like that, and then sorry, just did the trying to reconnect, so I have to, if you see me just stop, that's what I'm doing. Well, I don't know if you'll see me because it'll say trying to connect. But so that just sits up against this little slot here, and it sits like that just to make it a little different. And then you've got this fun, there's a little mechanism under here. I'll show you on how to make that so it kind of is floating out front. And then we have just a regular old, you know, the pick of the patch card, flip up, easy breezy. Love it. So you'll see, you know, we've got our pumpkin theme. We've got a little bit of leaves. You can change the sentiment on these and make them birthday cards. You can make them, you know, change the paper and make it into Halloween cards. This paper actually comes from a pack of Halloween paper, and I will, I'll show you that at the end. Let's first get into these cards and get them made, and then at the end I'll run you through the DSP that I use so you can see that. I don't want to waste your time if you're sitting here going, Sonia, get to the card making. Okay, I get it. Usually I'm fast forwarding. When's she going to start the cards? I don't care if you do that, guys. I totally get it. If you don't want to hear me ramble on, that is good. Okay, let's flip some things and get this party started. Let's go. Oh my gosh, it's been a minute. I've got to change this, flip that, and roll it down. And then see where we're at. Try to get that level. Put this card here and see. There we go. Okay, we're in. So this is my card class to go, which is also a free with purchase card class. What does that mean? That means when you make a purchase with me of $35 or more using the host code in the description link, you must use that host code to qualify, then you are going to get a kit in the mail that looks very similar to this. And you're going to get 2 of each. So the embossing is done for you. The die cutting, or the punching in this case, will be done for you. All the bits will be cut. You'll have the ribbon and all that. What you won't have is stamped images. So these will be blank. They'll be white. Now it will be up to you to stamp it on there. Just so you don't have this stamp set, but you still want to make these, what you can do is then grab this pumpkin, and you can put whatever you want over it. You can use it as a template and then cut out pumpkins in, just say, a more pumpkin pie color, or you can color it with a blend. It's a pumpkin. So you don't need the stamp set to actually, you know, kind of like make this card here. There is one where there's actual, the last one, there's actual stamping on the card. So you would need to put something else there if you don't have the pumpkin. But you can put anything, use an old stamp set. What I want you to do is play with these fun folds and make them and impress your friends. Okay. Impress your friends, I mean, by sending a card to them, and they will receive that, because we're, as Sarah said, Sarah, oh my gosh, Douglas, I was like, what's her last name? She's our CEO of Stampin' Up, and at backstage, you know, what she really reiterates, and on stage, is her mission growing up in with Stampin' Up. It's a family-owned company, owned and operated, but we've got like over 500 people in the headquarters office in Riverton, Utah, and then you've got over 55,000 demonstrators worldwide. But one of her goals in life is actually to eradicate loneliness, and she feels that by doing this, bringing people together and being creative is a great way to do that. Okay, let's get to it, because I gotta tell you how to do this. So we have got a piece of pumpkin pie cardstock, and when you cut this, you're going to cut it at 8.5 by 5.5. You're going to score it at 4 1/4. Then I will get my, let me grab my, my trimmer here for you. So we're going to pretend that this piece is all not cut, right? So what you would do is with one piece, either this side or this side, you'll put it in here and you'll go to 1 1/4 inches. So this is 1, and then that next block is 1/4. And then you would take your blade and you would put it down here and you'd cut up. Okay, so that's kind of going from that crease and you're cutting all the way up. Then you'd simply flip it and do the exact same thing all the way up. So pretend this is where we cut. See, we're at 1 1/4. We put the blade in at the crease and then shush. And if you're not right on it, don't worry, take your scissors, your snips, and just snip that up. Flip, and then you do the same thing, 1 1/4. Okay? And you can go from the top to the crease too. I always like to go from the crease out, but personal preference. And so that's how you get these little flaps. Okie dokie. Then we've got all our bits. A lot of bits to this. Okay? And I actually stamp this after I put it on, and you know I don't recommend that. I'm like, stamp it before. So if you make a boo-boo, you can, number 1, turn it over, or number 2, you can get another piece of paper and redo it. So we've got our pumpkin, and there's a little stem, a little leaf. So we're going to grab, this one is going to be our pumpkin pie ink, and we're just going to ink that up and stamp this down in the corner, just like this. Oh, no, this is why I made him boo-boo. So, don't do that. Oh, flip that over. Get your, we've got our little pieces here. I'll tell you how big they are in a second. Line them up there first. You don't have to glue them down. Oh, I knew I was going to mess that up. Hee hee. See, so what happens. Take a week off and it all just goes. There we go. Now, with the photopolymer, I do like to let it sit just a tad longer to let it really soak from the stamp into the paper. Badoom. I've got something on my stamp there. Got a little cat hair probably. My cat was up here playing. That's okay. Pumpkins are not perfect. We're not going to worry if that's perfect or not. Then we're going to get our old olive. And we're going to stamp our little leaf. And just eyeball it. Doesn't matter if it's a little bit on the pumpkin, because guess what? See, now you see when you stamp compared to when it dries, it is a lot darker, but it will go lighter, okay? When you stamp something the first time, it's usually darker than what it will dry at. Then we're going to take this little squiggly and you just put it anywhere there. Does not have to be perfect. Voila. Love it. Okay. Oh, I just stuck my finger in it. Don't you love when you do that? Okay. Just get a baby wipe. Whoopsie. Okay. So these pieces, you're going to want 4 of them. And this is that DSP. It's called Them Bones DSP, and it's actually kind of like Halloween paper. On the back of here is little gravestones and stuff, but it's also fall paper. So I believe this houndstooth pattern, I could be wrong with that, don't quote me on that, but this is Them Bones DSP, and you're going to need 4 pieces, and they are a 1 inch by a 4 inch, right? And then we're just going to want to glue them down to that inside piece. So just pop them up to the end. And this is so, like, when you open up the card, it all kind of coordinates with the front of the card, which I'll show you in a second. I'm going to pop that down. Whoopsie. Got a little crazy with the glue. Told you, take a week off. That's what happens. I actually missed you guys last week. I was like, oh, I feel like I should be doing a video. But we've got this fun class today. So, okay, then we can put this one on the inside of here. There's our boo-boo. It doesn't matter if you make a boo-boo. Flip it over. And then if I make a boo-boo again, what I'll do is I won't throw the whole piece away. you know, I'll just kind of like put it to the side, and then later on when I need a small piece of white for something, I'll just use that piece, you know, if I'm like punching a piece out or something. So you can still use, you know, what's left over. I was right here. I'll flip this card over so remember what it looks like. So again, these are 1 inch by 4 inch, and we're just gonna stick them on here, and there should be a little border around it. Cute. I love the colors in this paper. We've got pumpkin pie, basic black, looks like some Cajun craze, basic gray in here. Lots of fall earthy colors. And I do like that these could be used for, they're basically unisex, because, you know, orange is neither here nor there. Okay, now I've got a little piece of basic white, and this is a 2 3/4 by 4 inch, and I've run it through with the embossing folder, the brick. Oh my goodness, where did I put it? I don't have it. Sorry guys, this is the exposed brick embossing folder from the annual catalog. It's really fun. I like it. I like it a lot. It's got some nice texture. So we've embossed that, and now we're just going to adhere that onto the front of the card. This card looks complicated, but it's really not. Actually, none of these cards are complicated, because the whole goal is to bring you cards that you can copy and create, and copy them, and even then just make them your own. Okay, so we've got some checked ribbon. Now in the new mini, there is a vanilla checked ribbon. So instead of having this white color, it's very vanilla. And this is gingham black and white. And that's one of the ribbons we're using today. So you need about 20 inches of ribbon. And we're just going to take this middle flap, and we're going to tie a bow. And sometimes when you tie a bow upside down, it works better. We'll see if that's the case today. We'll find out. Of course, if you just want to tie a knot here too, you can tie a knot, which if I was, it's funny, when I'm making a masculine card, I'm more apt. Most of the time I'll tie a knot. There we go, that's what I'm trying to say. What am I trying to say? Okay, like I'll tie a knot for a masculine card, but I'll do a bow for a more feminine look. I don't know, I think that's just society has ingrained that into my head, that bows are more for girls. Don't know. Okay. Yes, work with the bow. We'll fix that later. Ribbon scissors. Definitely need our ribbon scissors to trim that up a little bit. And you can play with your bow. You know, I probably go back and retie bows several times over, but for the sake of just being efficient today, let's not do that. Okay, next we need our bits that are going to go across the front. So we've got a piece of pumpkin pie, and this is 3/4 inch by 5.5 inch, and then we've got basic white with a 1/2 inch by 5.5 inch, and we are going to stamp on this one Harvest of Blessings. And of course, if you want to make this a birthday card, then make it a birthday card. It does not have to be this saying. You can make it whatever you want. Can I even find that stamp? Where did I put it? Oh, I told you, take a week off and everything just goes out the window. Hang on. Oh, I think it's still way over here. Yep, there we go. It was hiding. So when you stamp this, you're going to want to stamp it towards the right hand side. Okay, as far up against the right as you can, and try to get it as straight as you can. We'll stamp that, ink it up, and we're just using Memento black ink. You can use something else if you want. You could do a pumpkin pie, Cajun craze, anything that kind of coordinates with that. Oh, not too shabby. Got it. Okay, we'll just give that a quick, oh, I just shook the whole table. Cleaning off the stamps real quick. Do that. Okie dokie. Then, I have my dog about to go off. Literally, we're just going to glue this to this. Too easy, right? Easy breezy lemon squeezy. Just glue this on here. And that's going to go from one end to the other end. And then, oh, I might have overlapped it a little bit. That's okay. We'll trim that up. Try to center that. If you're one of those crafters who can use just straight up snail adhesive and get that and line it up and center it, like, I think that's awesome. I can't. That's why I always use my multi-purpose glue, because I'm not the best at lining it up. Now, you can just eyeball this. I put it about, I don't know, a third of the way down. I mean, about a third of the way up, 2/3 of the way down. Put it where you feel comfy putting it, but we do have some pumpkins to go here. So when you do this, you're only going to want a little bit on the ends, right? Because you don't want it sticking to this centerpiece here. So we're just going to pop that about here, go right across. Let's make sure that thing is straight and take it end to end. And that's going to sit there. Too easy. I'm going to show you the first time how to stamp the pumpkins, right? Now I already do have them made. Oh, I haven't glued the little stems on. Let me just glue the stem while I'm showing that, because that way it'll dry while we're waiting. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to create these little pumpkins with these cute little, I'm struggling with the stem over here, don't worry about it. We'll get it, we'll get it. Okay, cute little stem. I'm actually running late today. I was talking to my husband, we were FaceTiming, and then I realized, ooh, look at the time. I'm supposed to get this video made and up today. Now, I've got little strips. Now, these were actually just extra strips of paper that I had, so there's no real measurement to them or whatever. Just whatever fits your pumpkin, okay? So, the easiest way to do this is we look at our punch and go, okay, we're going to punch this pumpkin here. So we want to go from this side. So we want to stamp it over here. If you stamp your pumpkin here and then you have to put it through, let me open the punch up. If you have to put it through to get it over here, you're wasting this area with this little one here. So we're going to stamp it on the left for this big pumpkin, and we're going to stamp it in the same orientation, meaning it's the bottom here as the top here. So we're going to stamp that in pumpkin pie right here on this piece of paper. Then something's on my pumpkin. That's okay. Then we're going to get the small Cajun craze, the small pumpkin, and in Cajun craze we're going to stamp it, but again, we're going to look at the orientation of the punch. And we've got our strip of paper. We're going to do the opposite, because this time we're coming in from the right side, okay? But also look, here is the top of the pumpkin and here's the bottom. So we're going to stamp our pumpkin on its side. This is the way you're not wasting precious paper stamping the wrong way on the wrong side. Now you see how they're complete opposites? Then we're going to get our memento, and this tiny cute little stamp here, and it's a little stem. It's a little black stem. And so I just got a little strip, and again, look at your orientation. It's the fatter side is to the right, skinny side is to the left. So it reminds me of a little snowman nose. I don't know why, even though they're carrots. If you did this in pumpkin pie, I think it would look like a carrot. Okay. So we're going to do that. And then I'm going to show you how to punch it. So now we can see, we slide that in. We've got a little bit on the edge, but you need that bit anyway so that you can center that. And always punch upside down So you can center it. So you're kind of squeezing, but then you can release, move it, kind of squeezing, and then you punch it when you're happy with that. And see it, the very little bit of excess that we use there. So that way you're not wasting paper. If you did it this way, look at all that extra paper that you're going to punch out and use, like not use. Then same thing here. We're going to go from this side and we're going to line it up. And I could have gone closer to the edge, but that's okay. That's just a little piece of excess compared to what we would use if we stamped this on the opposite side. So barely any extra. Look at that. That's all we've used, wasted really. And then the cute little, I know it's a stem, but oh my gosh, I just think it's a little nose. And that you just line up, punch it, and you're not going to have too much excess there unless you make this really thick, and then it's going to run down into here. So this is probably a good 3/4 of an inch, but you could do it in easy, like a little 1/2 inch strip. So you know how you always have that little edge whenever you do a 5 1/4 by 4 that's got the inside. Then you have this little strip left over. That's great for doing the little stems. Okie dokie. So that's how you punch them out and how you conserve your paper when doing so. Then you just take the cute little stems, put a touch of glue on here, and attach the stem, right? I always make them go to the left. I don't know why. That's just how it works in my brain. So now we've got them. We need some dimensionals because we love dimensionals. And we're going to want to put them about in the middle because we're going to be placing them on this little strip. So we don't want to stick them up the top and down the bottom and have them sticking to the front. We just want them in the middle. And the same with this guy here. We're going to put them about, and you can actually just use one for that one. I know, shock, horror. Sonia's using only one dimensional. Okay, and then we can just kind of pop that down, and then we can pop this one down, and there is our first fun fold done, and that stands up like this. I don't know if you can see that, but actually this front flap kind of just floats, and it's standing up using that middle bit here. And there you go. Number 1, a harvest of blessings. Could be a baby card too. Think about it. Congratulations on your little pumpkin. Okay, number 1. Let's go to number 2. Flip the page. And this one, I like this one because it's a little different and a little bigger and longer and has some bends. Even though the front is very simplistic, when you lay it down, or like when you stand it up, I should say, you're going to be able to see all the sides to it. So when it's standing like this, you can actually kind of like pull it out a little bit and make it stand so it's more of a statement piece, if that makes sense. Okay, let's get started. We need a big long white piece. This is, I did use thick basic white. You could use just regular basic white here too, but I wanted to make it hefty. So this is an 11 by 5 1/4. So it's not your regular size paper. Then we're going to score it on our long side. We're going to score, I don't know if you can see here, but it's 1 3/4 and 3 1/2. Then you're going to flip it. So you're scoring, then you're going to flip it and do 1 3/4 and 3 1/2 on either side. And then what we're going to do is fold them in first, give it a good burnish, and then fold the flap back. And the same on the other side. We're going to fold in, burnish that, especially being the thick white cardstock. You really want to give it a good burnish, and then back. And there's a gap here. It's supposed to be that way. Okay, then we're going to get a piece of Cajun Craze. We've actually got 2 pieces, and these are both 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. Okay, And so we're going to glue, well, first we're going to stamp because Sonia and her stamping. So we're going to clean off our big pumpkin. And we're going to go ahead and get our Cajun Craze. Now you could do this in pumpkin pie as well. You could do this pumpkin in any color you want. You can make it one of those blue pumpkins. You know, you get those like bluish gray pumpkins. You can make it one of them too if you want. And we're going to put this on the inside. And then we're going to get our old olive. And I always close up my ink pads because, you know, otherwise I'm going to drop something in it, drop the card in it. My cat's going to walk across it. That has happened once during card class. And this is old olive, and we're just going to stamp our leaf in our stem again. It's so fun. And we've got our cute little pumpkin. And then we're going to put our sentiment. You're the pick at the patch. And you're the pick at the patch. Yep, got the right one. Now, sometimes if you run out of blocks, you know you can put your stamps at an angle. It doesn't have to be straight across all the time. You can angle this and use it on the diagonal, and it works just fine. Now, whether you stamp it straight or not, that's a whole nother story. But we're going to eyeball that. Oh, I feel like I went a little bit down to the left on that one. You touch, it's okay. It's handmade. We're allowed to do that. Okay. So we've got all our stamping done. Now we can go ahead and we're going to glue this back part to this. So this is going to create the backing for our card. And we're going to just put that over. And I find the easiest way to do this is kind of hold it like this, and that way you can see where you're centering it, because you want to center that onto this piece of cardstock. And then you can press down. If you want to use your bone folder to spread the glue, you can. I know some people, every time after they do it, they're like this, and I usually don't. I just press it with my hand. Fun. Okay, so our other piece of Cajun Craze is going to be covered with a piece of basic white, and this is 5 1/4 by 4, and I've embossed this. You can also use DSP. Now for my classes, I'm not going to use a great big thing of DSP because then it's not affordable for me to offer this as a free with purchase. So I'm using a embossing folder from the Basics. This is an online exclusive. So if you're looking for this embossing folder in the catalog, you're not going to see it. It comes as a set of 3 in the online exclusive store, and it's called Basics embossing folders, I believe. I hope I'm telling you the right thing. Pretty sure. It's the only ones in the come in a 3-pack on the online exclusive store. So don't forget our online exclusive store. That is stuff that is not in the catalog, is only available online, and you don't want to miss out on that. That's all while supplies last. You're going to glue those down together. Next, we're going to put glue, but only on this left-hand panel, okay? We don't want to put that on that other panel, because then, oh my goodness, what will happen is you'll just glue the card together and you won't be able to open it. We don't want that. So I just stuck my finger in it. What I did was kind of pop that down, and then I did it like this, lining up the front and the back panel together. And having that liquid glue lets me just move it a little bit more and try to line that up as best as possible. Kind of making those, that it doesn't have to be perfect. Just let that stick for a second. Then we're going to get another piece of Cajun Craze, and this is going to be a 1 3/4 by 5 1/4, and then we've got a piece of this fun DSP, and it's a 1 1/2 by 5, and you see some skeletons on there on the other side. So this paper is great for Halloween or fall. It's very versatile. It's called Them Bones. Them Bones, Them Bones. Okay, I should not sing or drink lots of coffee before I do these videos, but I did a lot of coffee drinking today, and I've still got more coffee in there. Oh, okay, we're gonna adhere them together. Then, just to give it a little pick-me-up, this little flap here, that's where we're gonna place those. So we've layered them together, and now we're just gonna layer it onto that little external flap there. And again, this is a great card for like an office card to give to someone. You can take this and make it into a birthday card. Just change colors, change paper, change stamp, boom. Just use the general layout. Now you don't want to put it on the fold, just put it a little bit to the right of that fold there. And there we go. We're almost done. Almost done. We just need our front pumpkins to decorate that. Now I'm not going to show you how to stamp that again because we've already done that. Okay, so again, I've stamped my pumpkins, and I've got a large one here in pumpkin pie. We've got a large one in Cajun craze, and we've got a small one in Cajun craze. And then we've made a little bow using our bow maker. And no, I did not put dimensionals on these and get them prepped like I should have. Like I say, I was busy talking with the hubs today, and you know, that comes first. Family first always, right guys? There we go. And we will put these on, and you can put this anywhere. Now, if you want to make more sentiments, make it, you know, you do you here. You know, it doesn't have to be this simplistic, but again, my whole point of bringing you cards every couple of weeks is that you have cards that you can just duplicate and make for you. Oh, and speaking of, what is this offer good for? Oh my goodness, I'm going to need a calendar for that. Today is September 7th. And so we'll go to not next Monday, the Monday after that. And we're just going to get a glue dot, a mini glue dot, and stick that on there. And there is card number 2. Let me get a calendar, guys. Okay, so today we're at September 7th. So we're going to go through to September 18th. So this free with purchase class is good from September 7th through Monday, September 18th, Eastern Standard Time. And that is free with a minimum $35 purchase using the host code. Okay, because then next week I'm going to bring you another fun fold or a technique or something, and then the 21st will be another class, and then another technique. Okay, so I've kind of like, I did a couple of fun folds this week too, because I just wanted to like do something fun and different. Sometimes just, you know, cards that are just fold normally. There's little, what's that? Little, hey, never seen that before. Look at my tent card. So cute. Okay, maybe you have seen this card before. Who knows? Okay, fun fold number 3. We're using basic gray. Basic gray, right? Oh, I hope I got that right. And this was inspired by my hubby because he loves to camp. I do not. My idea of camping is, where's room service, please? And he is my cutie pie. So, yes. My daughter's also my cutie pie, but he's the original. Okay. So, we have got our basic gray. And this is an 8.5 by 5.5. And we've scored it at 4 1/4, like a normal card. And then we've also scored it at 2 1/8 on one side. And then we're going to fold that in. I got glue everywhere today. We'll fold that in. And then we're going to fold it in again. It's the opposite to the card we just did. Okay, so that gives us our little tent. All right, next we're going to get our piece of basic gray. We've got 3 bits of, not basic gray, DSP. 2 of these are going to be, let me see, 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. And then this one, we've got a piece of basic gray that is 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. And then I've got a piece of DSP. I don't think I wrote it down, but I did this 1 1/8 by 5 1/8. So I just made it 1/8 of an inch smaller so it would layer on there. So we're going to go ahead and just this one, just this skinny one, we're going to layer that down. See the little skeletons on there. And we're going to layer it onto this piece here. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to get dimensionals, and right down the middle we're just going to go 1, 2, 3. That's all we need on there. Oh, I know, going light on the dimensionals twice in one day. It's happening, people. It's happening. Here we go. So these are actual little bones. So is it called a herringbone pattern? Herringbone. Oh my goodness. So I do like it going up rather than going down, because to me then they look like W's, although you could argue that they look like M's this way. So whatever way you decide to put these on, totally up to you. Now we're just going to center that on the right hand side of the card base there. Okay, now I don't think I stamped this one, but you could stamp something in here should you want to. But today we're just keeping it easy breezy. So we've got a piece of white cardstock, just basic white cardstock, that's 5 1/4 by 2 3/4. And we're going to go ahead and glue that on here. Now this one has less space to write on, but you know, if it's to your cutie pie, it could be simple as, Brian, love you so much, you little cutie. Love, Sonia. Boom. Just a little something to let them know you're thinking about them. Okay, now to get this little floating patch, like, well, how does that happen? And it kind of swivels too. We need 2 pieces of basic gray, and these are 2 inch by 2 inch squared, and then you're just going to score them at 1 inch, and it doesn't matter which way you score it because they're a square. You're going to score it in the middle, so the middle is 1 inch. Then you're going to fold it down and give it a good crease. Same with this other one. Remember, if it's going in, you don't fold in, you fold into the bump. There's a bump, and it folds better when you're folding into the bump, so the bump's on the inside. Don't ask me why, ask the person who invented the bone folder. It's science. Okay, so then we're going to take these 2 pieces and we're going to put them not on the crease, because we still want this to fold, but just up to the crease. The folded flat part is going to be on the inside, so the open part's going to be to the left. Okay, so we're going to put glue on here, and here's our inside, here's our crease, here's approximately center. Well, at least let me stand up. Yeah, that's good enough. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then we're going to do the same thing with the crease, the fold, sorry, going towards the center. And we're going to glue this on here. And not onto the crease, remember, just to the side of it. And it doesn't have to be exact, actually, so don't you worry. Now, our other 2 pieces of DSP, we're going to put these up, and we're going to cover this part here with our DSP. Now, if you don't want to use DSP, you could use a piece of embossed cardstock. Embossed always looks better than just plain white cardstock, because it gives it texture, visual texture, you know, as well, like visual interest with that texture. If you just have it plain, it's just not as fun. So I do suggest investing in our Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. It's so worth it, because then it opens up a whole new world of die cutting and embossing, and even so many techniques. So I strongly suggest that. Maybe we'll do a Stampin' Cut Emboss machine technique let's next week. I think that's what we should do. I'll scour Pinterest for one, and I'll find something fun to do. Okay, so then you've got these two little flaps like this. So first we're going to assemble our centerpiece before we adhere it to the front of the card. So this is just very simple. This is our basic gray again, and this is, how big was this thing? 7/8 squared, so 2 7/8 by 2 7/8, and our basic white is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and you can decorate this however you want, but I definitely want my cutie pie, and we are going to do that in Memento Black, and it doesn't matter which way you go because it's a square. And I'm going to put that down the bottom right. Cute. Oh, came out wonderful. I love the font on that. It's adorable. Now you could also take this stamp and use it for like a new baby card. Don't be afraid to take your stamps from your mini in your creativity and mash it up with something from the annual catalog, because there's a lot of fun stuff in the annual catalog, and that you can mash these two together. You know, you don't have to use the embellishments from the mini, especially being that a couple of them are sold out right now, like flew off the shelves. It was crazy. Love it, love it, love it. So yeah, but we have a lot of fun stuff in the annual catalog too. So mix and match, you know, don't be afraid to shake things up. You don't have to keep it all the same. So this is, and speaking of which, this is from the annual. This is oh my gosh, what's the name of my thread? Wavy Trim. And I wanted to just make sure this really is quite thick, and I was like, I don't know if I want to use the oh my gosh, my brain just went the Seal Plus. So this is when I actually pulled out the double-sided tape, because I also didn't want any other stickiness on here. If I use Seal Plus here and go there, and then I put this here, this part is exposed, you see here, and so I didn't want any stickiness right here. I wanted that not to be sticky, so I went ahead and grabbed our actual roll of double-sided tape that we sell, and you can find that in the catalog or online. Of course, you can find everything that we have online. I love that we're an online store as well. And we are just going to, what did I get on there? We'll cover that up later. Oh no. I obviously had some glue on my desk. Oh no, made a boo-boo. So this can go here, because we don't care if that, like, no one's really going to be, are they going to be like this? They might, and they'll see that little bit of white there, but that's okay. And you don't have to make it actually that long. I kind of went overboard there. And I'll take that across. I do have a adhesive remover. I don't know where I put it, because I think I took it to Vegas with me. I was supposed to be working on customer appreciation cards. They're late. They're late for a very important date. I'm so sorry. But, you know, life happens, and I'm sure you guys understand. This is not an adhesive remover, but it's, let's see if that'll work. It's actually an ink remover. But I think it's gonna, maybe not. I'm doing it very softly because I don't want it to actually, it's kind of like, almost like a sandpaper, and it can, there we go, it can actually remove some of the actual cardstock, and we don't want that. Okie dokie, artichoke. So the next one, these ones, this is from a different set. Oh my gosh, brain not working. Those are some dies that I've left over here. And look at these dies. Oh my goodness. These are autumn leaf dies. Autumn leaves dies. And they coordinate with a stamp set that I can't remember the name of, because of course it's the new mini and everything's new. Let's look it up real quick so you know where to find it. Dies, that's what I love about this. It's easy just to roll in here, go dies. It's in alphabetical order. We go to page 44, and does it coordinate with the stamp set? It does. It is with the Autumn Leaves bundle, and there we go. Okay, see how quick and easy that is to find something and to see if it coordinates. If you want to buy the bundle, that's where it says 10% off. That's your bundle with your stamp set and your dies. You can also just order the stamp set by itself or the dies by itself. But save your 10%, get both, you know, stamp set and bundle at the bottom of the page there. Sorry, I didn't have that all the way up, so maybe you weren't seeing that. But it's right here, your 10% off. That means you're saving 10%. And savings, who doesn't love savings? And that's when you join Stampin' Up, you get even more savings because you have that, oh, I just lost my pumpkin. Oh, my pumpkin went off with the catalog. Yeah, you get even more savings when you join Stampin' Up, 20%. So you would actually get 30% off that because you get your 10% savings in your bundle and then your 20% off, which is just awesome. So in Cajun Craze and then our little stem Memento Black, and then punch that out, adhere them together. I'm going to put dimensional up top and one down the bottom. We don't want the middle because this is quite chunky, this this ribbon. So we want to get that ribbon in the center there. And then we can just put our cute little pumpkin down here. And then we can figure out where we want to put our leaves. And so this leaves, you can see right here, I've used these like little, to me they look like maple leaves here. And then this one across here. You could use all 3 maple leaves if you want, but I don't know if you have enough space for that. This one looks like it's the exact same as that one. So you can run that through 2 at a time as well with this. I do love that. I love when they give you multiples. It makes life easier. And it's got a good fun couple of sentiment ones there as well. So that's fun. Okay, so this is Blackberry Bliss, Cajun Craze, and Crushed Curry. A lot of B's and C's there. So we're just going to put a little bit of glue on the end. Doesn't have to be a lot. And I'm kind of putting the stem up under the pumpkin because I don't really want to see the stem. I don't know why. I don't like the look of that. Maybe you do like the look of that, but it's all individual. You don't have to do it exactly how I do it. And then we're going to pop that down in there. I'm going to bring it over a little bit. There we go. And then finally we're going to put this one in there as well. Just a little bit of glue on the end. That's all you need. Because I don't want it to lay flat. I want it still to have a little bit of... And you can even bend these up after you put them in to give it even more dimension. You can just give that literally a little bend with your finger. You can also get your bone folder and curl it like that if you want to give it even more dimension. So what you do is up to you. It's personal preference at this point. So we've got our card front, and then all we have to do is put some glue here and some glue here. And then we're going to eyeball this and make sure we've got it centered top and bottom and side to side. And as centered as you can get it and as straight as you can get it. And then just let it sit there for a minute because it does take a minute more to dry than if you're just using snail adhesive. But you do have that opportunity to move it around a little bit. And then it still folds up and it sits like this. Then you can open. If you want to, you can decorate the inside. You could put more white panels here to be able to write more. if you wanted, if that wasn't enough space, so you could add panels to the inside of that as well. And there's our little tent fun fold card. Number 3, one more to go. I hope you're loving this. And this one is the easy breezy one. It's not a fun fold. It's just a fun card. And just a, you're the pick of the patch. And we are using crumb cake. And this is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then the inside, I did not stamp anything on the inside, but you know, stamp a pumpkin or something, stamp a sentiment, you can. Just for the sake of being quicker, we're just going to leave it as is. And we're going to burnish that. This is so easy breezy. Love it. Now, we do have, this is a obviously 5 1/4 by 4. Obviously. If you've never stamped before, that size, the 5 1/4 by 4, is what fits in your standard size card in the United States. Now in Europe and Australia and our other markets, they have different size cards, so their measurements are all different. You know, I grew up in Australia, so I know centimeters and all that, millimeters and all that, but lived in America for a very long time, and so my brain automatically goes to inches now, and that's just how we measure these things in America, or I should say in the United States of America, not the continent of North America. Okay, so we've got a DSP, and that is a 3 by 4, and there you can see, look at the little gravestones. You can easily make this, if you cut it the right way, into, or you could change the orientation of the card. You could put this here, I don't know, change it up. But if you cut this a different way, you can make this into a Halloween card using these little gravestones. So any of these cards, you could flip the paper and use it as a Halloween card and just change the sentiment. In that, in this stamp set, there is a Happy Halloween and Cutie Pie, thanks so much. It's even a thank you card. So I love that they've made it multi-purpose, not just one purpose, not just, well, Halloween or fall. They've given you really a lot of options to use, so I love that. Now we've got a Cajun Craze, and this is going to be 4 1/4 by 3 1/4, and then we've got a 4 by 3 piece of basic white. Now we are going to do some stamping on this, so you know, if you order the kit from me, when you place your order $35 or more before shipping and tax, then you're going to get this in the mail. What you're not going to get is this stamping. You're not going to get the ink. You're not going to get the stamps. The stamps and the punch come separately. You will get the punched pieces. So let's hopefully I do this kind of straight. Wow. Love when it actually comes out straight. Love it. Okay, so then we're going to get our Cajun Craze, and we're going to make sure our large pumpkin is cleaned off, because I can't remember what color we last used. So we're going to do a large pumpkin in Cajun Craze. I'm going to put this about here, just eyeball it. And like I said, I always like to let that sit a little bit longer. You can see, look, I've got a little line on there. Got a little piece of my cat, seriously. Make sure your stamp is clean first. I think my cat has gotten into my my stamp cleaner. Now, let me show you what, if that really is bothering you and you're like, oh, I can't take it. Oh my goodness. This is going to drive me crazy. I'm going to have to do it again. No. Grab a blender pen, grab a little bit of ink there, and we can kind of go over this, and we can kind of like just go and color that in. If you go, oh no, well now that's darker, we can do that with the whole section there, and blend this in. And like I said, pumpkins are supposed to, they're not perfect. They've got imperfections and different coloring on them. So just think of it as shading, okay? So don't stress about it if it's not perfect. It's fine. It was fine as it was. I was just showing, because there's some people who they strive for that perfection, but you really don't want it in crafting, you know, because I find that little errors tend to lead to like fun things. Creativity. Okay, so those are both stamped in Cajun Craze. And then we're going to go ahead and get our stems. And that's going to be Old Olive again. I'm going to quickly do that. And we're going to do the leaf. Do it on this one. It doesn't matter, I went a little bit over. Not even worried about it. And then did do like these ones, do one upside down, and then whoops, one the other way. So you see this one's coming to the pointing to the top, this one's pointing to the bottom, just to give a little contrast there. Then in pumpkin pie, I've gone ahead and stamped a pumpkin and punched it out, and then the stem, and then we're going to get our dimensionals, then put that on there. Just do two, you could probably do one, and almost done, guys. Almost done. I hope you're loving these. They're fun, they're cute, they're simple, but they pack a little punch too. And then we can get our glue dot, and I've already tied my bow with the bow folder. Always press it into the glue dot and then pull it up. And there we go. Put a bow on it. It just looks cuter with the bow. Then we're just going to layer these two down. Too easy breezy. Lemon squeezy. And that makes this card just so much. It's easy card to do. And you could change this with anything, any image you have, you can be popping this on the front. And then we will do dimensionals to add a bit of depth and dimension. Now, if you wanted to turn this into a fun fold, literally all you would have to do is cut off this part here, glue that there, then you'd be seeing the white coming through here instead, but it's still a little bit of like a fun fold. So we're not doing that today. We're doing 3 fun folds and 1 simple one. Why? Because we can. No other reason. Just bringing it to you easy. And then we're going to just get those peeling. I'm peeling the backs off of these dimensionals. I have this little tray here. It's actually, let me show you. It's actually magnetic on the bottom. Don't know if you can see, there's a magnet up under here. So when I was in the military, I was a Apache helicopter mechanic, and we would use magnetic trays to put screws and washers and stuff like that in here. So when I'm using small dies, I use this tray because it is magnetic to put my small dies in. But the other day I was doing it and I was like, oh, I've got all these, you know, rather than just putting these on the table, I put them in this little tray here. So now they're kind of all in one spot and they just stay there. And then I just empty it out rather than using a big trash can. It just takes up less space on the table while you're crafting. So dual purpose. Yes. There we go, guys. You've made it. If you've come this far, go ahead and please like this video, subscribe, drop a comment if you like these cards. And there's someone who always gives me a thumbs down. I noticed on they pop up periodically and they thumbs down my video, but they never tell me why. So if you're out there, you're watching this and you're thumbs downing me, let me know why. What can I improve on? I'm here to make it better, honestly. If there's something you just don't like, maybe you just don't like me. That's fine. Don't watch my videos. Go watch someone you like and go spread the positivity and give them a thumbs up. But yeah, I find it funny. I kind of at first I was a little like, oh no, but you know, that's life. Not everyone is going to like you. Different strokes for different folks for sure, you know. So there we go. Look, these are quite hefty. Look at that. Love it. So if you love these cards and you want these as a kit in the mail, simply spend $35 or more before shipping and tax, and I will send these to you. And you've got until September 18th to do that. There's lots of fun stuff in that new catalog that you can buy. So, speaking of which, let's go ahead and look at this fun paper pack. And this is the Them Bones 12 by 12 DSP. And it has, how many sheets are in here? 12 sheets. So 12 sheets of 12 by 12. And I can't wait to play with these. I love these when you can cut them down and then you use them as focal points on a card. Look at that. You can cut that right out, pop that on the front of the card, pop a sentiment, and you're done. That's a card. Okay, so all of these are double-sided. So on here, I think it says boo backwards, and then it's a bunch of numbers. That's different. Let me show you that up close. So that's something different and fun. But honestly, I mean, I think I'm going to be using this front page for that anywho. Look at this fun skeleton. There is a skeleton stamp set in there. It's not my cup of tea per se, but you may absolutely love it. You notice this, we use this on those cards. And there's our symmetry with this piece. And there's our dancing skeletons and with bats and moons. It's fun to look at. It's a nice crushed curry. There's our bones. And then this is fun too, because again, you can cut this down here and literally cut it into 4 by 4. And then pop that on the front of the card, pop a sentiment, you've got a Halloween card. Or you've got these, they're actual bats. I don't know if you can see, but they're little, they look like M's, but they're little bats on the back of that. And then you've got this fun piece, which is Starry Sky color. And so you can literally use this for anything. And on the back of that is a bunch of fun Halloween bats and some moons and stars. So that is the Them Bones Designer Series paper. A lot of fun, a lot of ways to make quick and easy cards right there using this paper pack. And as you see today, we also use them with our 4 cards. So if you love this Pick of the Patch with its coordinating punch set, you can go ahead and get that in the mini catalog that we can now show you and flip through. Oh, don't we love this? Oh, love this paper. But we can go and look at all of that. Remember, it is all while supplies last. So some of our things that sold out immediately was these star-backed trinkets, but they're coming back in stock. So don't worry about that. This Shining Brightly DSP, that'll be back week of September 11th-ish, you know. There's so much fun stuff in there. So look at these fun, festive and fun. So many options. So we're only out of a few items, a few embellishments and stuff, a couple of paper packs. So we still got this whole other amazing catalog to pick from. We've seen this one, translucent florals, and our mixed medley. Not, they're not Halloween or anything, so they're fun for year round. Always with me. A New Year set, a whale set. This isn't like, this is not holiday. This is new fun whale set. Oh, I need to get this embossing folder. Cheery Patterns embossing folders. So cute. Yeah, so much in here to choose from, guys. And oh, don't miss out on the deckled circle dies. Deckled circle dies. We have to do a a walkthrough. I'm going to cut this video now because you're probably sick of listening to me. I hope that you all have an amazing weekend coming up, and that you've got your mini catalog from me. And if you haven't and you need one, like I said, just reach out, and then you'll have 30 days to place an order with me, and you'll get that $5 back. Okay. I hope, I just saw it skip then, so I hope what you heard me say was, if you don't have your catalog, let me know. Reach out if you want one. It'll cost me $5. I'll ship it to you. It'll cost you $5, sorry. I'll ship it to you. Then you place an order with me within 30 days. You get that $5 back. So when you order with me, your catalogs are free, okay? If you are my customer and you did not receive one, please let me know, because I did mail them out. But we all know that the mail is the mail, and sometimes things don't get where they need to go. So do reach out and let me know. Okay, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the new catalog. Enjoy the kit that you're going to get free with purchase. And just have a great one. I'll talk to you later. Bye now.